Emily here from Fly FM. I'm here at Dot to Dot at our very own Union building. I've been joined by George Gretton.
Hello.
Thanks for coming to chat to us.
No,
really
of course.
appreciate
Thank you for squeezing me in.
Not at all, not at all. Excited for today?
Yeah, I'm well excited.
Nice,
We just got here and
nice.
it's a nightmare to drive around here. There's so many trampolines and stuff, so I was a bit stressed, but I'm happy to be here out of the rain.
Oh yeah, definitely out of the rain, definitely. And we'll say it's got a big stage. How do you feel about that?
Massive stage. I'm really excited. Plus, Jordan Rakai, who's headlining the stage, is one of my top artists. So I'm well excited to see him. I think he's sound checking right now, so we're missing that. But yeah, I'm really excited. And the stage is massive, which I always like a big stage to move around a little bit.
Nice.
Because we all have quite a lot of gear when we're playing on stage with me and my two bandmates.
And it just makes life so much easier.
It makes life so much easier, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, proper excited. I love Dot to Dot. It's going to be a good day.
Good. I will say you played Stealth last year, so a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade. Oh, I really like playing Stealth. It's such a nice venue, but yeah, this is definitely an upgrade. It's one of the bigger ones, so
absolutely.
Yeah, nervous and excited.
Yeah, definitely. So, classic interview question. I want to take you back throughout your musical history. So,
yeah.
From what I gather, you've been doing music for a long time. You've been in different bands, different things.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing your own stuff for in the capacity it is now?
Good question. So finished up with another band and I played with a couple of other bands and started learning how to produce my own stuff. And basically it was a really gradual process, and for a lot of the time it was just me making music without it actually being a project. And then after a while I was like, well, I'm actually going to have to play these live sort of thing. And then it just became, so that's why I don't have a cool name or anything. I just signed up to a couple of shows and then just started playing venues. So probably all in all about 2-3 years, but it's been a slow process, and I really wanted to just gig as much as possible before releasing much, which is why I've only got the one single out at the moment. But yeah, so I've just been going around gigging, recording, writing, getting all in place early doors before sort of taking a step into the actual world.
Nice, yeah. So for you, is gigging the highlight of what you do as a musician, or is it gigging? Is it writing, the producing
it's a good
side?
question. I really like gigging. I think it's a different beast live because I've got two phenomenal musicians who play with me, Sam and Joe. Joe is just one of the best drummers I've ever seen, and he grew up on the same road as me, and some of us have been friends for a long time, and Sam I know from school as well. So, and they're both just so good. So I do really enjoy playing it live because they both bring so much. Because on track it's just me. It's just I've done everything, recorded, mixed everything, played all the instruments in, so it's quite nice to have other phenomenal musicians come and bring something to the live sphere, and seeing people's instant reactions as well. And we get to do as much as possible. We try and keep ourselves really busy when we're playing live, so we try and loop as much as possible and multitask as much as possible. It's a bit of a nightmare when you're learning a new song, but I love it when that moment sort of comes together and you can actually enjoy playing it.
That's really cool. And was there a conscious decision on your part to do everything behind the scenes, all the recording, every part of it on your own?
Yes. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm a bit of I wouldn't say a control freak, but I have very much idea of how I want things to sound, and I don't really want to dilute my ideas by letting too many other people in. So I've got to really trust someone to have input creatively, which I do now with these two musicians, Sam and Joe, who I play with. I can definitely trust them to bring some. So sometimes Joe will say, let's change those drums here, or Sam will be like, the mix sounds a little bit rough here, because he's a fantastic producer as well. But in terms of, I'm very much I don't really want to let keep the circle as close as possible, if that makes sense. Yeah. Who knows if I'll carry on to do that? Maybe I'll get a little less control freaky, but we'll see.
Yeah. And where did your two bandmates come onto the scene?
Almost straight on the first gigs. I've never really gigged solo with them, with this project. It's always been, I always had an idea I want it to be a really big sound, and I want to do everything as much as I can, but in terms of I didn't want to just do a Jack Garrett where it's just me, and it can be he does it really well, but it can be a bit of a gimmick if I do that. So I really knew that Joe would bring so much playing on drums live, and I wanted someone else to do everything I can't do, essentially, which is what Sam does. Sam plays bass when I can't play bass, or guitar when I can't play guitar, when I don't have enough hands for it. So he's my extra pair of hands. He's really, really good. So yeah, they've been there from the first gig, really.
Good stuff. You say that, the first time I ever saw you, and I've never even heard of you before, you were supporting, weirdly enough, Tin Pigeons.
Yeah.
And Well, you were on your own then, am I right in thinking?
No,
Oh,
I was with them, but
gosh.
that's chameleon stages. You can't really see anything.
No.
You can't really see anything. And Joe sat really far back. No, so I was with it, drawn by those two. I think one day I maybe hiding behind the speaker and me, maybe.
Right.
But yeah.
That was
so
such an
they-
intense gig.
Yeah, that was the chameleon always is so small and so sweaty. It's a real squeeze, but it's a cool place. I do like that venue.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're a really nice band to support as well, actually.
And in terms of bands that you've been in before, I know not that you were part of Lunar Pines.
Yes.
And
yes.
how has being involved in different projects influenced your own music?
Great. Well, Lunar Pines, the founder Lotta, she was my housemate at uni, and I ended up just sort of helping her write some of her tunes and helped to sort of form the band. I was never a full member, but I sort of helped to get it going, and I always knew that I wanted to do my solo stuff, but sort of collaborating with her was really, really good because I sort of got to, as I said, on my stuff, I'm a real control freak, so it's quite nice to have a different channel to actually start collaborating with someone. And so I've made a lot of songs with her. She's super talented. And then, I sang a few gigs. And now I guess I occasionally will feature. I've done a bit of writing with her, so occasionally will feature on their stuff as well. So, and I played in bands before. I played in a band called Suspect Alibi back in the day, who were not a band, who were from West Bridgeford as well. And they were like more of an indie pop kind of outfit.
Completely different.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been in various bands, and that's why I kind of like doing my solo stuff now, because I know how amazing bands can be, but I also know that I just want to trust myself and be like, I can always be there. I can always, it's just me and my laptop most of the time. So I love playing with bands. So I still wanted to keep that sort of collaborative element a little bit on stage when we do this live, for sure.
Nice. Good stuff. I'm intrigued now. What do you listen to?
All sorts. I don't know people.
See, as you played in bands that are all different genres.
Yeah. All sorts, and I know that's a real cliche answer, but
it's
genuinely
the truth
the truth. Yeah, exactly. Listen to a lot of hip hop, listen to a lot of jazz, listen to a lot of rock, and listen to a lot of sort of electronic producer music like Quartet, Floating Points, people like that. All sorts really, and I listen to a lot of Knox music as well, because Knox music is actually getting really, really good. Do Nothing and Megatrain, bands like them are just like really.
Do Nothing are on their way up.
Oh yeah. I've heard from many people. I played in Brighton a couple of weeks ago, The Great Escape, and I didn't get to catch their set, but I spoke to an industry person who had been to see them, and they were like, yeah, Do Nothing were phenomenal. Like they killed it. So, and I saw them in London as well, and they're really, really like different sounding band.
They're so unique, which in a very oversaturated industry is hard.
Yeah, it is.
And I'd argue your music is very, very unique as well.
Well,
in that
thank
sense.
you. Well, I'll try my hardest. I'm trying to get weirder and weirder.
Is that the goal?
Yeah, the goal is to just sound like no one, and then but I listen to all sorts really, and a lot of sort of James Blake and Bon Iver and Kanye and Frank Ocean and all sorts really. So there's a massive range of influences in there.
Definitely. And apart from, other than music, where else do you get inspiration from? In the world.
Good question. I tend to just a lot of the time it'll just be like a thought or something I've read or something I've seen in a film or something that'll just be like, I really like that way they've phrased a certain word or certain sentence that could be the start of it, and that could spark a whole lyrically anyway, a whole idea of a concept or something, and then I'll end up writing a whole song about it. So a lot of the time it's just been like in a good TV show or a good film, and then all of a sudden, that's a lyric, that's something there, and it started me off a little bit. So all sorts really, and definitely stuff I read as well.
Decent. And I suppose the inevitable question, what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
Good question. We're working on it. I'm in a sort of stage now where I've got all this stuff written, all this stuff recorded, and I'm just trying to figure out what to release when. So the next year or so will be sort of releasing singles, playing as many shows as I can, and trying to build that way, trying to go out and support people on gigs and stuff, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, album in the next year or two if I can build that way, but we'll see what happens. Just building at the moment, so early days.
Who is the dream artist to play with?
Good question. I'd really like to play with Kanye West, even though he's such a polarizing figure, and I do think he's an idiot. But
he's also a genius.
In terms of music, like personality side, music and just creativity aside, he's an absolute genius. I think he's phenomenal, and I think I'd just love to get in a studio with him and just see him work. You hear some crazy stories about him in the studio, so I'd love to just see how his sort of mental brain works, and I'm really into that. So yeah, he'd be the ideal to collaborate with, I guess, not so much play a gig with, but yeah, I'd love to get in the studio with him for sure.